The Detroit Lions have joint practices with the Indianapolis Colts. Devin Funchess goes out with a upper body injury, and sinuses are kicking my behind. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If you are new to this channel, we talk all things about the Detroit Lions without the Y for yes or N for no. So if you like that type of thing, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And there's a cool thing about notifications. When you subscribe, if you want something in that bell feed, that's why you hit the notification feed. So hit that if you want. Let's get some stuff out the way real quick. Yesterday, I saw via Woodward Sports, via the Bustin' It With the Boys podcast, TJ Hockenson says that Jameson Williams is going to be out for at least half the season. When I went back to go try to watch the episode for myself, I listened to the whole 2.5 hours, and I didn't hear that. So I'm wondering if they edited that part out before as the episode went on. So let me know if you caught that in the comments below, because I don't remember hearing it. Another thing, too, Dan Campbell was supposed to appear on the Pat McAfee show. Now, Dan Campbell called in before and has talked to Pat and his crew, and Pat McAfee is actually live at the Colts training camp. He, being a former Colt himself, got that connection there. He was there, and Dan Campbell was supposed to be on Pat McAfee, but he was not able to make it, so they brought in Pac-Man Jones instead. Pat McAfee seemed like he was a little salty about the whole thing, but this is a head coach that we're talking about here. He's got other things to do, Pat, than to be on your show. So let me know in the comments below if you saw how quickly they took him off the thumbnail and put in Pac-Man Jones. And now for a bit of some bad news. According to Pride of Detroit, who is live at the joint practices with the Detroit Lions and Indianapolis Colts, says that Devin Funchess went out of practice with an upper body injury. I guess he caught the ball and landed kind of awkwardly, and he wound up leaving practice with an upper body injury. Now, Devin Funchess, we've talked very highly about him over the past week, from the preseason game to kind of making his way up in that tight end depth. Funchess is very much so on the roster bubble. He probably will make the 85 to 80 cut, but when it comes to that big cut where 27 people will have to find new teams, or a couple of those 16 or so will be put on the practice squad, he is basically battling. Looks like TJ Hockenson and Brock Wright might be a lock. And that means that if the Detroit Lions go with 3 tight ends, then there's 1 spot left. If they go with 4, then there's 2. Funchess still has a ton of competition. He has Derek Deese Jr., he has Zane Zylstra, and he has the draft pick James Mitchell for what could be 1 or 2 tight end spots. I'm really starting to believe that Devin Funchess will be placed on the practice squad. He spent some time with the San Francisco practice squad last year, but I'm hoping that we can find a way to get him on the active roster, because I really think that we can utilize his big frame. We're going to turn the page once again and talk about our 7th round draft pick, Chase Lucas. Now, Chase was the last pick for the Detroit Lions in the 2022 draft, and he is fighting for a roster spot. We took him at cornerback, and there's been flashes that he could have a tremendous upswing from what we've heard in camp. Now, he had the chance to seal a game. It was a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas in that preseason game with the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons. If Blau doesn't fumble, if the Lions don't give up a 4th and 9 for a touchdown, and if Chase Lucas catches what would have been the game-sealing interception, then we are having a different conversation. But Chase Lucas knows that he has to fight for every inch and in order to possibly make this team. Now, he said he's been reliving that drop every single day. And I saw in training camp yesterday, he made up for it with a acrobatic interception. Lucas is listed at 5'11", 184 pounds, and he's got his work cut out for him, being that 7th round draft pick. But the 6th round pick was Malcolm Rodriguez. So maybe Chase can make a name for himself. I love hearing about the late round draft picks because they have something to prove. We saw last night on Hard Knocks what Amon-Ra St. Brown had to say about the 16 wide receivers taken before him. One thing I love about late round picks is their drive. A lot of them feel like they got overlooked, and they're going to work harder. They're going to work hard as possible to make a name for themselves and make you regret the fact that you took them so late. We're going to see it with Malcolm Rodriguez. We might even see it with Chase Lucas, so stay tuned for that. We'll see how he does in this second preseason game. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. We are on our way to 4,700 subscribers with the goal of 5K by the time the season starts. So if this is not your first time here, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I couldn't do any overlays or anything like that. Not really feeling well today, but I had to get you your Lions content because that's what I do. And if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I'm coming to be the best. I'm going to get some tea and lay down for the rest of today. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions. Devin Funchess goes out with a upper body injury, and sinuses are kicking my behind.